Welcome to the class, Bonnie, once again. Can you please tell me what do you remember about our last class?
I will learn about how to use the word like ing.
Okay, you mentioned that in the last class you learned how to use the word ing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay, and what else do you remember? All right, the vocabulary, the new words.
Okay, let me remember. We learn about the word like studying,
Okay,
identify,
identified. Okay,
take, find,
okay.
explore.
Let me just go back to review with you. Look at this. Let me just go back to show you a little bit of the pre.
And the vocabulary is study insects, identify trees, pick wild strawberries, find animal tracks, and explore a cave.
That is correct. That is correct. In the previous class, we were talking about that. Just real quick, I am going to go over to the previous lesson. So this way you can remember all that. So that's very important to me because I can, the previous lesson was camping. Okay, I was the previous class was in the woods. I'm sorry. Then we saw the
Okay.
following vocabulary. So just to refresh a little bit and continue with the next one. We saw this one is study insects.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember? I identify trees.
Identify trees.
Then after that we saw the following. Pick wild strawberries.
Pick wild strawberries.
Find animal tracks.
Find animal tracks.
And also explore a cave and collect leaf. So it was, yeah, it was part of this. Also, we talk about the past continuous with the past continuous using the ing. And here you have an example. So we use the past continuous and the simple past tense. Like, for example, what was she doing in the morning or in the afternoon? And the answer, she was studying English. That's pretty much a quick overview in regards of our previous class. So now we are going to see a new lesson. All right, so you ready?
Ready.
Perfect. So the most important thing of these lessons is that they are very interactive. So anytime when you do the homework, Bonnie, always try to, for example, you read the homework, all right? You read the homework, you did the homework, and after you did it, all right, it's good to review all of the things you are doing, to practice all that. So this way you can, uh, you know, understand well everything. You can remember all the information because if we do not, for example, if we just do the homework and maybe we do not practice, what is going to happen is that we're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm forgetting the information. Do you understand that?
I can remember because it's very easy.
Yeah, it was a piece of cake. So as you're ready, let's get started with this part of the lesson.
English is my cup of tea.
Okay, nice. So let's get started. So here we are having obviously the same unit 2, camping, making camp. That's our lesson today. So let me show you. Here we have the vocabulary. All right. So here we have the vocabulary. So see this. So I want you to help me with this vocabulary, Bonnie. So and here we are.
Set a tent.
Let's listen to this. All right.
Okay.
Set up the tent.
Okay, can you repeat it?
Set up the tent.
That is
Set up-
correct. Set up the tent. That is right.
Set up the tent.
Okay.
And what is the other one?
I'll build a campfire.
Fire.
Okay. Build a campfire. That is right. So let's continue. So now let's go ahead with the next vocabulary.
Look at the star.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at the stars.
Look at the stars. That is correct. So in the next one, it is.
Put out the campfire.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what is it? It's still
A campfire.
Okay. So actually, it is put up the campfire. Even okay. So, but while they are doing this, while they are putting out, actually it says tell stories. But if you see there, they are putting the campfire. And why not saying the stories? Okay. Why not telling the stories? So, but this one is put out the campfire. Do you understand what I'm saying, Bonnie?
yes, I understand.
Here we have tell the stories. Obviously, it's not what it is in the picture, but they are putting out a campfire, right? And why not, while the campfire is there, is on, right? Why not telling some stories? That's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So like maybe having some barbecue.
In my teacher,
Do you?
when I saw like a meat, and teacher always say, your meat like a barbecue, like that.
Do you guys eat barbecue in Vietnam?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Here we do a lot of barbecue.
Very.
Okay,
I never like barbecue.
let's continue here. What about this one?
Put out the fire. Put out the fire.
Put out the campfire.
Okay, put out the fire. Oh, the campfire. Let's continue. And what about this one?
Rau fish.
Roast fish.
Nướng cá mới đúng chứ.
Okay,
Nướng
what,
cá.
what is this one?
Roast fish.
And this one?
Roast fish. Put out the fire.
Yeah, the fire or campfire is the same. So let's continue.
Okay.
So here we have the grammar chart.
Grammar. Yeah,
Let's see the grammar. Okay, so today we are having the past continuous statements with the simple past tense statements. As we did before, similar. So I want you to read that for me. Let me see.
Okay. She was setting up the tent when I was arrived at the campsite.
That is right. She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. That is correct. That is correct. And look at the other one. So if you see here, Bonnie, let's okay. So look at this. When I arrived at that campsite, she was setting the tent. See, if you look at here, so there we can see the simple past with ed, arrived. And then you see here that is using the past continuous. She was?
She was setting up the tent when I...
Setting. And where is the past continuous here? The past continuous.
All right.
Okay, so see this. Then the past continuous is here. Right? Was setting. And the simple past, which one represents the simple past?
Yeah.
Bonnie, which one represents the simple past? So
It is. That's
arrive,
right.
arrive,
Right.
arrive. Good job. Well done. So let's continue. So now I want you to read the next sentence and the next question.
Um, what what were you doing when you saw the deer?
And then what is the answer?
Um, I was setting up the tent.
I was setting up the tent. That's right. That is correct. What were you doing when you saw the deer? And the answer is I was setting up the tent. That is correct. So now, Bonnie, so let's continue. So here we have a few vocabulary phrases or some phrases that we are going to use in the in the long run of the lesson. So see this. I want you to listen, point, and say. Number one, do you know those?
Yes, I know.
Do you know their names?
Yes. Mimian. Yeah, Mimian.
Okay, so listen to this. Oh,
Page 14. Lesson 2. Making camp. A. Listen, point,
okay.
and say.
Okay, say after
1,
that. Number
Set up
one.
the tent.
2,
Set up the tent.
Build a campfire.
That's number two.
Build a campfire.
Number
Roast
three.
fish.
Roast fish.
Tell stories.
Okay.
5,
Tell story.
Put out the campfire.
Put on the campfire.
Look at the stars.
Okay.
Look at the stars.
Perfect. So let's continue. Can you say it by yourself now once again?
Okay.
Number one.
Set up the tent.
Number two.
Build a campfire.
Number three.
Roast fish.
Number four.
Tell stories.
Number five.
Put out the campfire.
Okay. Number six.
Look at the stars.
That is correct. So let's continue now, Bonnie. Well done. So now I want you to tell me, I know we're going to practice that, but before we do this, I want you to especially to tell me this, the progressive of these verbs. If I say to you set, what is going to be the progressive of this one?
Not sure.
Not sure? You have it next to it.
That difficult.
Oh, difficult? Let me see. Look at here. You have set. What is going to be the progressive? Because you have the ing. So then you will double the T in this case. Is going to be?
Up. Set up the tent.
You have set. You have set over here. And then here you have?
Up. I and she.
Setting. You have set. In that particular case, you double this consonant, the T, and then it'll be setting. Okay. Then here you have roast. What is going to be the progressive of roast?
Up the tent.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Can you see this chart?
Yes.
Okay.
Roasting.
Yeah, roasting. The verb roast, like when you roast chicken or barbecue. So
my mom liked to roast the deer.
Oh, nice.
Teacher, what is she? What is
Um,
she?
you see,
Yeah.
she's my beautiful mom.
Oh, your mom.
Yeah, she's my beautiful mom. Yeah, she's looking around out there. She likes us in the morning. So let's continue here. And then we have put with double the T, and that is gonna be
Putting.
pudding. That's right. And we have build. What is gonna be the progressive? I'm sorry. Let me go back.
Building. Building.
Building. And we have tell. And then what is
Telling.
that's right. And we have look. What is gonna be the progressive?
Looking.
Looking. That is correct. Okay.
Easy, man.
So let's continue. Then I want you to read the sentence again one more time.
Okay.
So look at that.
I was setting up the tent when She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the
campsite. And then after that, when
I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent.
setting up the tent. That is correct. So now let's do the following. Check, all right, the audio, and let's match.
Page 14. B. Listen and say. Then practice.
She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite.
Okay.
She was setting up the tent
Campsite.
when I
She was setting up the tent.
arrived at the campsite.
Set. Setting.
Okay.
Build. Building. Roast. Roasting. Tell. Telling. Put. Putting. Look. Looking.
1.
She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent.
Okay.
2.
Number 2.
She was building a campfire when I arrived at the campsite.
Listen
When
well.
I arrived at the campsite, she was building a campfire.
Okay.
3.
Number 3.
She was roasting fish when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was roasting fish.
4.
He was telling stories when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was telling stories.
Okay.
5.
He was putting out the campfire when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was putting out the campfire.
Okay.
6.
He was looking at the stars when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was looking at the stars.
Okay, perfect. So now let's see. Let's do the first one. Or the number 2 because we already did the first one.
Can I hear the number 2 again because I can't hear my Snow White
Okay.
singing, so I can't hear.
Let's just do 2 of them so that because they are long exercises. So let's see number 2. Because I really want you to learn this, how to do it. Look at there.
Page 14.
Setting. Putting.
When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent. Setting up the tent.
Okay.
1.
She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent.
2.
She was building a campfire when I arrived at the campsite.
Okay, you listen.
When I arrived at the campsite, she was building a campfire.
3.
I will stop it here. What is number 2?
When I setting up the campfire,
I was setting the campfire.
I was setting a campfire. When I was setting the campfire, she was setting up.
When I arrived at the campsite. And then,
She was set up the tent.
okay. So when I arrived at the campsite, or when I was setting the campfire, you can also say she was setting up the tent. That you are going to substitute the information. You're going to replace. Okay, what is gonna be number 3, Bonnie? Yeah.
The first one is she or I.
Then number 3, I'm gonna give you a point. Let me help you. All right.
Okay.
She was. What was she doing? Number 3.
She was roasting fish.
Okay. When I arrived.
Arrived at the campfire.
That's right. When I arrived at the campsite. And
when
then what?
I was at campfire, she was.
And then when, in that case, when I was roasting fish.
She was by the campfire.
And then she was.
She was at the campsite.
She was setting up the tent.
She was setting up the tent.
Yeah, that's right. She was setting up the tent. And
I think today have a little difficult.
yeah, this one is larger than usual. You know, this one is like bigger than the other sentences. So do you think you can do number 4?
Okay.
Look at this. Listen to this.
Was roasting fish when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was roasting fish.
Number 4.
4.
He was telling stories when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was telling stories.
Okay, can you say it again? What is number 4?
When he was.
The first part, he was telling.
He was telling us a story when I was arriving at.
One night.
When
Arrived.
I arrived at the campsite.
And then.
When I arrived at the campsite, he was telling stories.
Fantastic, amazing. You're amazing. Well done. So we're going to continue. That is what I wanted you to do. I see that you already learned how to connect the ideas in this exercise. Then we're going to continue. We're not going to cover all of them since we have more things to cover. Okay, so look at this. Here we are going to do the following. We are going to listen, ask, and answer. Then we're going to practice. All right? So.
Why in your screen write D like D and practice, but in my books write then practice.
Oh, maybe it's something with the presentation. Let me see. Maybe something with the presentation, you know. Let me just edit. Something maybe with the presentation, you know, because probably during the downloads, you know, we download the presentation and maybe it changes automatically.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, we download and maybe the format. Then you see, now it's like in the book.
Understand. So, Snow White.
Okay, so here it is. So here we have the following. Let me see.
Oh, Snow White, you always. Teacher, your mic is off.
Okay, Bonnie, can you read this sentence to me? This question.
Okay.
What were you doing?
What were you doing when you saw a deer?
And the answer?
I was setting up the tent.
Okay, so listen to this.
Page 15. C. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice.
What were you doing when you saw the deer?
I was setting up the tent. 1,
Okay.
What were you doing when you saw the deer?
Hmm.
I was setting up the tent.
Okay.
2,
That's number 1. Number
What
2.
were you doing when you saw the deer? I was roasting fish.
Okay.
3,
What were you doing when you saw the deer? I was putting out the campfire.
Okay.
4,
What were you doing when you saw the deer?
I was.
I was looking at the stars.
5,
What were you doing when you saw the deer? I was telling stories.
6,
What were you doing when you saw the deer? I
Number
was
6.
building a campfire.
Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you, Bonnie, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Number 1. All right. What were you doing when you saw the deer?
I was setting up the tent.
Number 2. What were you doing when you saw the deer?
I was roasting a fish.
Number 3. What were you doing when you? I mean, what were you doing when I set up the campfire? When I was setting up the campfire?
Can you say it again?
What were you doing when I set up the campfire?
I saw a deer.
Okay. So number 4. What were you doing when I saw a deer?
You look at the stars.
I was looking at the stars.
At the stars.
Number 5. What were you doing when I was looking at the deer?
I was telling stories.
I was telling the stories. Number 6. What were you doing when I saw the deer?
I was build a campfire.
I was building a campfire. That's right. Well done. So now let's do this. So we are going to listen, read, and answer the questions. So please pay attention. Here we are having a short story. Listen to this. Listen carefully. Here we go.
Page 15. Skills. Reading and writing. D.
Okay.
Listen and read. Then answer the questions. Star Camp.
When I was on vacation, I went to a camp where boys and girls look at the stars. At the campsite, a boy named Jason was setting up his tent. I asked him what he was learning about the stars. I'm learning their names and how to read a star map, said Jason. It's a lot of fun. When is the best time to look at the stars? I asked. The best time to look is late at night, when it's clear and not cloudy, said Jason.
1,
What was Jason doing at the campsite?
2,
When is the best time to see stars?
3,
What is Jason learning about the stars?
Okay. So Bonnie, so here we have the test. Let me just see. We have 3 questions over here. And then I want you to answer these 3 questions. What would you like to do? Would you like to answer the questions? Would you like to fill it and write it, or
I like to answer the question.
right away, right? So let's see. I'm gonna do it with the first one with you. What was Jason doing at the campsite?
Jason learn about the stars.
Let me see. Okay. We're gonna double check the answer. Number 2, when is the best time to see stars?
The best time to look the star is at night.
At night, okay. What is Jason learning about the stars?
Chase to learn about how to read the star map and learn about their names.
Okay, Jason learned how, I'm sorry, say that again.
Chase to learn how to learning how to read the star map and learn about their names.
How to read the star map and learn about their names. That's right, let's check. So now we're gonna check your answers. So see this, Bonnie. Number 1, he was setting up his tent. That is the number 1. Number 2, the best time to see a star is at night. As you said, that was valid. When it's clear and not cloudy. Number 3, he's learning their names and how to read a star map. That is correct. Well done. So we are going to add a quotation mark and then write. So do you know what is a quotation mark?
No.
I mean, quotation mark, I'm sorry. So let me show you a picture here so that I don't have to stop sharing. Look at here. Look at here. Can you see this?
Yes, I can see it.
Let me see. Oh my gosh. Can you see it?
Where? Can I see it again?
Yeah, look at here.
Can see.
Okay, look, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, this is the quotation mark. It refers that when you do this, you are making emphasis on something that maybe somebody else said or something that you want to make emphasis on. Okay?
Okay. Okie dokie.
Then here, I want you to do the following. Look at here. So, for example, in the first one. So, what I'm gonna do, Bonnie, I want you to write it. Do you have your agenda or notebook there?
Can you say it again?
Okay, what I'm saying, what I am going to do, okay, is I want you to write it in your book. Do you have this exercise in your book?
No.
It's the exercise E.
This one, right?
Yeah, the quotation. Let me see. I cannot see it well.
Why?
If you have it, then I would like you to, yeah, if you have it, I want you to use the quotation. That is going to be at the beginning. Look at here. Those two, especially.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes, I can see.
You can fill it this way in your book. So the quotation, especially, we use them for question is not going to be used so far, but at least in that content is not going to be used. But in the others, yeah, you do. Pretty much you want to make an emphasis about that phrase. Maybe that is being said or told by somebody else, or you want to have an extra emphasis to send out this expression among the audience that is going to see it. Do you understand how to do it, Bonnie? So look at the sentence. That's the quotation marks. Those are the quotation marks. You do it this way. And once you finish with that, please show me.
Mama, where is my pencil? Teacher, I just have a pen.
Okay, for this time, at this time, do it with a pen. Next time, pencil, right?
Okay.
because if you look for the pen now, what is gonna happen is that we can lose some minutes, and time is very important. You know, it's running away. One second, Bonnie. You doing this? You know, 1 second.
Doing Chichi. Oh my, he's going. I like this time.
Okay, so you did it.
Yes, I did it.
Could you show me the book, please? Let me see. I kind of see. Okay, I could do it. So let's continue. Let's go on.
Anh Trang ơi, tới trò chơi rồi nè.
So now let's play. So let's see here.
Coi nè Trang.
You ready to play, Bunny?
Hey, I would like to play.
Here we go. Let's see.
My Snow White like to play too, and
Oh, Snow White. I know that Snow White, she loves it. All right. So look at here. That's the funny farm.
Funny farm.
Yeah. And then this is what we are going to do. Let me give you just an example. Okay. So look at here. We are going to use this one. So you're going to select a number. We're going to select the numbers in sequence, and then you're going to complete the sentence. For example, Michael, can you read it?
Michael was roasting fish when I at the campsite.
One night. And
when
what?
When
I arrived, I'm sorry. When I arrived. And then when I arrived at the campsite, he was
put out the campfire.
He was putting out the campfire. That is right. Okay, let's continue with the number one, with the next one.
What were you doing when you saw our bird?
Okay.
I was set up the tent.
I was set up the tent, or I was ing. ing is gonna be I was setting.
Set up the tent. Setting up the tent.
That is correct. I was setting up the tent. And then, so what was he doing at the campsite?
He was roasting a fish.
Okay, he was roasting a fish. That's right.
Fish.
All right.
Not fish.
It's the fish. All right.
Fish, not fish.
No, I'm saying the fish. All right. This one. So let's continue. So let's go on.
Red.
So next one. What was he doing? What was he doing?
When he saw a butterfly,
He was
build a campfire.
Building the campfire. That is correct. It was building the campfire. That's right. So now let's review the content, Bonnie. So here we are.
Okay. We are reviewing. What time is it in Vietnam?
Vietnamese time, I think it is 6:43. So now let me just go to the worksheet. Let me do like as we did yesterday. Give me just 1 second. Allow me just to access to the worksheet exercise. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe I can do it from here. So give me just 1 second, Bonnie. Let me see if I can do
One, okay.
it.
Here we
If I
go.
can do it
One.
from here.
Just 1 second.
Or maybe more than 1 second. Let me see if I can do it
10
from here.
seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 5, 6, 7,
Oh, wow.
9, and 10.
It's not opening. Let me see. Oh,
Okay.
okay. It just opened. So can you see my screen?
No, I didn't see.
Let me see. Now you will be able to do it. Okay, we are going to match
Oh, I
the
see your
following.
screen now.
Then this is what I'm gonna do. I am gonna give you
Okay.
this probably as an exercise. I am gonna share the link to you. Are you in your computer?
Yes, I use my computer.
Okay, maybe I can give you this as a homework. Can printer at home?
What? Can you say it again?
Do you have a printer at home?
A printer? What is a printer?
A printer is to print paper, like to print pages like that, chips like this. A printer.
No.
Okay, anyway, let me just show you. You can do it even in your notebook.
Oh, you have a chat?
Yeah, can you please open this in your computer? I gave you the link.
I can see it.
Okay, so now please open it because what is going to happen is, Bonnie, if you do not open it now, then I would like you to do that in your notebook in addition with the homework I
I
gave you.
have to. I have to.
Then
Okay, let him.
let me know once you open it. So, Bonnie, to finish the class, because we are running a little bit out of time. So, what did you learn today in our class?
We'll learn about. we'll learn about how. I think we'll learn just reveal like that.
Yeah, it was in general. It was a general part in regards of the connection between the past tense and the past continuous, and then we use a lot of, especially the use of ing and the use of a simple past with ed. For example, when I arrived at the campfire, and then it was the past tense, and then when we use I
Yeah.
was setting up the tent, it was the present continuous or present progressive. Understand that, Money?
Okay.
Perfect. I am going to assign you this as a homework, Money. Take it.
Where?
There you have this. Remember the exercise, which is with this worksheet, and the previous homework.
Okay.
Well, see you
Okay.
in the next class, Bonnie. Thank you so much.
See you.
Okay. Goodbye, Bonnie. See you next
Bye.
class. Bye.
So. Chan is here.
Oh, something's going on. Okay.